it's actually, you were, my understanding is you were in Florida, you were a nurse there, you were involved in treating COVID-19 patients there, correct?
Correct, yes.
Now, was there a difference that, like, we just heard a report about hydroxychloroquine. There's a huge, Lancet papers just withdrawn this study that said that hydroxychloroquine was dangerous. Were they using hydroxychloroquine in Florida where you were?
Absolutely. So we used the hydroxychloroquine and we used the zinc. And when I arrived in New York, I found out very quickly that that was totally off limits. And if you did, or any provider did prescribe it, it would be grounds to be fired.
Where was that coming from? How high up did that go?
So it was from Governor Cuomo, and that was as early as March, right around March. And that's just how that's how it went, and you had to listen to it. And what I found is so ironic, in that same, those same orders, they granted all these medical professionals, they were all liability free if anything happened. So when you're inside these hospitals, already a very, hospital that has very bad reviews, it's public, you have liability-free medical professionals treating patients on ventilators with no family. So what do you think is going to happen?
That leads me to, in this incredible expose, what you described as maybe the worst day of your life. Remember, this is an Iraqi war vet who has seen a lot of bad days, I would guess. Take a look at what she describes as the worst day of her life.
This is important. I just asked them if we can put a DNR order, and they said no. That's up to the attending.
Okay, so we're going to code him.
That's what I said, and they said no, we're not. I said yes, we are. Yeah. We're obligated to. So then
you got to say something though, like it's our license. Unfortunately, you guys got to put in an order, or just something.
That's what I said. I said I'm obligated.
Yeah.
What did she say?
So then she's like, the higher up said. I said, I don't care what they said.
What higher up? God? We don't have a God here making decisions.
I said I don't care what they said.
So we're supposed to. He's not DNR, but we're treating it as DNR.
Basically.
Does his family know?
His family knows the situation. I think they called them and they told them. They were trying to do a school with 70% for DNR.
Okay.
All day he spent like in the 80s saturating. It was this one on the forehead didn't work. It was this one worked, and it came back. When I changed it, I was like, oh shoot, it's 90.
Yeah.
All I can think about is that at least he knows that we were fighting for him when he died.
Aaron, we hear that the victims of COVID-19 tend to be over the age of 65 and suffering from other life-threatening illnesses. What you are describing and talking about, this is a 37-year-old man, correct?
Yes.
And as a nurse, it seemed, look, I understand there are scenarios where, you can't resuscitate, or it really wouldn't make sense. Someone is so far gone. But can you tell me what it was like to be hearing that and going through this over a young man with his whole life ahead of him, a family that is unable to visit and see how he's doing? You're the only person representing that family in that moment, are you not?
I mean, he's all that we had, he doesn't have a voice otherwise, and like these families are trusting in us to be taking care of them and trust us to do our jobs right. And if they don't have a good nurse, they really don't have a chance at all. And even if they have a good nurse, who's to say the next nurse on the shift or the next doctor on the shift is going to be good too? And it just goes against every single thing that we've ever learned and that we're taught to do as nurses, just to be ethical. And when something's wrong, we have to
We have to, speak out about this, because if we don't do it, then who's going to? And whatever it takes and whatever I have to risk, at least I know that I'm giving these patients and their families the justice that they deserve. And so be it.
Can I ask you, was this gentleman confirmed to be COVID-19 positive?
At the end of his life, yes. Hospital acquired.
So he got it while he was in the hospital.
Yes.
If you could get a message to Donald Trump right now, who is having to make decisions, I think obviously, he can speak to Tony Fauci, Debbie Birx, these people that are in, what do you need our leadership to know? What do you want the National Institute of Health to know? What do you want Andrew Cuomo to know?
I want them to know that what is happening, and even still, it's still happening. I have friends that are still there. That we need a federal investigation immediately. We need to go there and we need to flip tables over. We need to go through every single chart. We need to contact every single family, because a lot of bad stuff has happened. There has been no autopsies allowed. And we just need to go to the absolutely highest power, because I am just one person, but I know that there are a lot more people out there that have a lot more power than me. So I am willing to risk everything in order to bring justice, not only to the patients and not only to their families, but to the rest of the world, because I know a lot of people have been going through horrible things. It has shut down the economy. It has taken out businesses. It has, torn apart families. There has been a lot of suicide. I mean, there's so many things that this has affected, and nobody will even look at this. And, if they're going to do a federal investigation for the Major League Baseball steroids issue, then I don't see why they wouldn't do one here.
Erin, I know you're going to continue to be a voice now for the voiceless, and I want to thank you for your courage. You, I think, are representing your country in probably the most brave way you have so far in your life. So let me thank you for that from the high wire. Continue to be brave. Let us know in any way that we can support you. Thank you so much for the truth.